Good morning, dear friends. Before our day begins, before the first task calls for our attention, let us take this quiet moment to remember who we are and whose we are. The world wakes quickly, but heaven whispers softly, "Begin with me." Every sunrise is not just another day. It is a new mercy, a gentle reminder that God has allowed us to live, breathe, and serve once more. Faithfulness begins here, in the quiet choices no one sees. The world measures success by what is loud and visible, but God watches the heart, the unseen intentions, the small sacrifices that no one applauds. To Him, every act of honesty, every moment of restraint, every secret offering of patience is a seed of holiness. When we serve faithfully in small things, we prepare our souls for greater trust. This morning, as light spills into the corners of your room, pause before you rush into the noise of the world. Ask God to steady your heart. Ask Him to fill you with courage to serve Him above all else. Not only when it's convenient, but when it costs you something. That's where faith becomes real. Jesus once told His disciples that no one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and wealth. But beyond material riches, that teaching reaches deeper. You cannot serve both light and shadow, both truth and deception, both love and fear. Every heart must choose whom it will follow. When you choose God, you are not choosing restriction, you are choosing freedom. Freedom from everything that competes for your peace. In the stillness of this hour, think about the choices that shape your day. They may seem small, an honest word, a gentle response, a quiet prayer whispered before work, but heaven sees them as threads in a greater design. What you do in secret is not forgotten. Each decision to love instead of judge, to give instead of grasp, to forgive instead of resent. These are the small stones that build the kingdom of God on earth. And yet living this way is not always easy. The world will tell you that compromise is harmless, that convenience is wisdom. But those who belong to Christ know that the narrow path is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who believe that eternity is worth more than approval. Integrity is costly, but its reward is peace. If your heart feels weary from striving, remember this. God does not ask for perfection today. He asks for presence, a heart that is honest before Him. You may have stumbled yesterday. You may still be struggling with hidden fears. But the beauty of faith is that it renews with every sunrise. God's mercies are not stored in the past. They arrive fresh each morning. So as this day begins, whisper your first prayer. Not of many words, but of sincerity. Lord, give me an honest heart, a faithful spirit, and courage to serve you above all. That simple prayer said with conviction can change everything about the hours that follow. Faithfulness is built not on feelings, but on obedience. The quiet decision to trust even when the outcome is unseen. There is holiness in showing up for life, in doing the work God places before you with integrity, in staying gentle in a harsh world. When you give God your ordinary, He turns it into something extraordinary. Perhaps this morning you face a difficult situation, a workplace challenge, a strained relationship, a hidden temptation. Bring it into the light of His presence. Ask for wisdom, for clarity, for strength. The Lord is near to those who seek Him with humility. You are not left to walk this path alone. Heaven does not send you into the day unguarded. Angels accompany you, and the Holy Spirit whispers reminders of truth within you. If you listen carefully, you may even sense that soft nudge of conscience, that quiet urging to do what is right when it would be easier to look away. That is grace in motion. It is God shaping your character, preparing you to be trusted with greater things. The one who is faithful in little will be faithful in much. This morning, we also remember those who walked this road before us, saints who lived ordinary lives with extraordinary faith. Among them were 4 humble stonemasons of the 3rd century, Castorus, Claudius, Nicostratus, and Sempronian. Men who shaped stone with their hands and shaped eternity with their choices. When ordered to carve an image of a false god, they refused, even under threat of death. Their courage was quiet but resolute. They could have chosen compromise, but they chose Christ. They remind us that holiness is not reserved for the powerful or famous. It is found in those who remain faithful where they stand. The same Spirit that strengthened them is available to you this very morning. You may not face persecution, but you face moments of decision, whether to stay silent or speak truth, whether to serve comfort or conscience, whether to choose ease or righteousness. These moments, though unseen, are sacred battlegrounds of the soul. As the light rises higher and the day unfolds, let that thought stay with you, that every act of faithfulness is an act of love. Every honest choice echoes in eternity. Every quiet good done for God becomes part of His saving story written through your life. Before you step into the rhythm of your day, let's pause again in gratitude. Think of all that has been entrusted to you, the people you love, the work you do, the time you have been given. These are not random gifts. They are the soil where your faith will grow. Treat them as holy. And as the morning light warms the world around you, whisper one last prayer before moving forward. Lord, let this day belong to you. Let my thoughts honor you, my actions reflect you, and my heart remain faithful to you in all things. Let this be the beginning of a day lived not for the approval of men, but for the glory of God. And as you walk, may your small choices become the quiet miracles that heaven delights to see. The morning light climbs higher, and with it, the heart begins to awaken to its purpose. Every new dawn carries a question from heaven. Will you live today in truth? Not the shallow truth of convenience, but the deep, costly truth that shapes eternity. The answer is rarely shouted. It is whispered in the soul, where conviction and love meet. The world around us often rewards compromise. It applauds comfort more than courage. Yet in the quiet kingdom of God, faithfulness is measured differently. It is not the size of your platform, but the depth of your surrender. It is not how loud your faith sounds, but how steadfastly you live it when no one watches. The four crowned martyrs knew this well. They were not preachers or kings. They were craftsmen, men whose hands shaped stone. Their work was humble, yet their faith burned fiercely. When commanded to carve an idol for the emperor, they could have chosen safety. They could have justified their obedience to men as mere survival. But something deeper guided them. The conviction that no human command could outweigh divine truth. Their refusal was quiet, but heaven heard it. And in that moment, the eternal weighed heavier than the temporal. They were condemned and executed for disobedience. Not disobedience to authority, but to idolatry. Their courage became a testimony that faith is not confined to churches or altars. It is lived in the workshop, the home, the marketplace, wherever conscience must choose between truth and comfort. We may not face the sword or the prison, but we face choices no less significant. Every day we are asked in subtle ways whom we will serve. Will we shape our lives to please men or to honor God? Will we stay silent when truth calls for a voice? Will we choose integrity when compromise could make things easier? These are the small martyrdoms of daily discipleship. They do not end in blood, but they do require sacrifice. The death of pride, of self-interest, of fear. True courage rarely looks dramatic. It often looks like quiet persistence, doing the right thing without applause, loving those who do not return it, forgiving when it would be easier to grow cold. The soul that learns to endure these hidden crucifixions learns what it means to follow Christ in truth. Faith in small things prepares the heart for greater things. The martyrs did not suddenly find strength in the moment of trial. Their courage was the fruit of daily faithfulness. In their secret prayers, their disciplined hearts, their humble service, courage was already growing. And so it is with you. Every time you choose righteousness in small matters, you are preparing for greater faith when storms come. Perhaps you stand at a crossroads this morning, between what is easy and what is right. You feel the pull of fear, the whisper of doubt. Remember this: obedience may cost something, but disobedience costs peace. The soul that compromises truth may survive the moment, but it loses the quiet joy that comes from standing in the light. God never abandons the faithful. When you act with integrity, even when it isolates you, heaven stands beside you. The angels who watched over the martyrs watch over you as well. The same spirit that gave them courage dwells in your heart. You are not alone when you choose the way of Christ. Let your work today, whatever it may be, become your offering. The carpenter's bench, the teacher's desk, the parent's care, the unseen labor of kindness, all of it can become an altar when done in love. Holiness is not confined to prayer. It is revealed in the way we live. Every honest task becomes sacred when offered to God. When you speak truth with humility, you build the kingdom. When you forgive a wrong, you proclaim the gospel. When you refuse bitterness and choose peace, you mirror the mercy of Christ. You may not see the harvest of those actions, but heaven does. The smallest act of fidelity sends ripples through eternity. The martyrs remind us that loyalty to God sometimes requires costly obedience, but they also remind us that such obedience is never wasted. Their death was not defeat, it was transformation. Through their courage, others found strength. Through their silence, faith spoke louder than fear. Their witness endures centuries later, not because they sought glory, but because they chose truth. What would it mean for you this day to live as they did? Perhaps it means refusing to follow a dishonest path at work, even if it costs you something. Perhaps it means speaking up for someone overlooked, or extending forgiveness where resentment feels easier. It might mean simply doing your duty with grace, unseen but sincere. Holiness often hides in the ordinary. If the road feels narrow, remember this: it leads to freedom. God's commands are not burdens. They are invitations to peace. The moment you align your will with His, the weight of the world begins to lift. You no longer walk in confusion because light guides your steps. As you move through your morning, carry this truth. Faithfulness in little things opens the door to greater grace. Heaven trusts the heart that can be faithful unseen. When you resist temptation in silence, when you choose honesty over advantage, when you pray instead of complain, you are shaping your soul into the likeness of Christ. And what a beautiful thing that is, to wake each day knowing that God is not looking for perfection, but perseverance. He delights in the soul that keeps returning, keeps trying, keeps believing that goodness is stronger than evil. So, as the sunlight stretches across your day, let your heart whisper this prayer. Lord, help me to be faithful in the small things. Let my choices, though unseen, honor you. Give me the strength to love what is right, even when it is hard. If you can begin your day with that prayer, you have already begun to live like the saints. You have already chosen the path that leads to peace. As the morning unfolds, the rhythm of life begins. Footsteps in hallways, the hum of engines, the soft murmur of voices preparing for the day ahead. But beneath that movement, a quieter rhythm beats. The heartbeat of prayer, the soul's longing to live this day not as routine, but as offering. To the world, it may seem like an ordinary morning. To heaven, it is sacred, filled with unseen grace waiting to be discovered. The saints teach us that holiness is found not only in extraordinary acts, but in the ordinary moments lived with extraordinary love. Every duty, no matter how simple, becomes an altar when offered to God. The hands that sweep floors, prepare meals, or comfort a crying child can glorify Him just as much as those that preach or sing. Heaven sees not the size of the task, but the sincerity of the heart behind it. Faith is not proven in the grand gestures we make before crowds, but in the small choices we make when no one is watching. The courage to tell the truth, the patience to bear with others, the humility to admit fault. These are the quiet victories that echo through eternity. Each is a small death to self, and through such deaths, the soul begins to live. If you find yourself weary in the ordinary, remember that God hides His glory in simplicity. When Jesus walked the earth, He spent more years in humble labor than in public ministry. For 30 years, He worked with His hands, shaping wood, sweating beneath the sun, listening to the sounds of the village around Him. Every nail He drove and every plank He smoothed was sanctified by His presence. He turned work into worship, and now through grace, we are invited to do the same. Perhaps you rise early each day, facing responsibilities that few acknowledge. Perhaps you wonder if your quiet perseverance matters. It does. In God's kingdom, every act of honest labor, done with love, done with faith, is a seed that bears fruit unseen. You may not notice its bloom in this life, but heaven counts each one. The reward of faithfulness is not earthly recognition, but the peace that comes from knowing you are walking in His will. Sometimes faith means simply continuing to pray when answers seem delayed, continuing to love when love is not returned, continuing to serve when fatigue whispers to stop. It is in these moments of perseverance that the soul grows stronger. Every act of endurance offered to God becomes a hidden act of worship. And when weakness comes, as it always does, let it not discourage you, but draw you closer to grace. The same God who calls you to holiness also provides the strength to pursue it. You do not have to carry the burden alone. The Spirit within you is a constant companion, whispering courage into your heart when it feels empty. You may stumble, but if you rise again in faith, heaven rejoices. Integrity is not the absence of failure. It is the presence of honesty. When you fail, admit it before God and begin anew. That willingness to begin again is what separates despair from hope. The saints were not perfect, they were persistent. And persistence, when rooted in love, becomes the soil of sanctity. So today, let your work be your prayer. Let your patience be your praise. Let your kindness be your confession of faith. Do not underestimate what God can do through your simplicity. The gospel is not only proclaimed from pulpits, it is lived in kitchens, offices, fields, and classrooms, wherever the heart chooses love over pride. Think of St. Paul's words, "Whatever you do, do it for the glory of God." He does not limit this to grand deeds, but extends it to all, whether eating, working, or speaking. Each act can become divine when love directs it. Imagine what the world would look like if every believer lived each hour this way, if every small choice was made with heaven in mind. How many hidden saints walk among us, unseen but radiant before God? If you feel unnoticed, know this: God's eyes never look away. He sees you when you work quietly, when you serve without complaint, when you give without expecting thanks. He knows the prayers you cannot put into words, the sacrifices you make in silence, and He keeps each one as a treasure in His heart. When discouragement comes, and it will, pause and remember why you began. You were not created to please the world. You were made to reflect God. Every trial you endure refines that reflection. Every difficulty faced with patience polishes the soul until it shines with divine light. The 4 crowned martyrs worked with stone, but you work with time, carving meaning into the hours of your day. Each decision is like a chisel shaping your eternity. Do your work carefully, lovingly, faithfully. Let grace be the tool and heaven the design. There will be moments when you grow tired of doing good. The temptation to give less, to care less, will whisper to your heart. But remember, even the smallest act done for love becomes a monument in eternity. God measures not how much you do, but how much you love in what you do. In the sacred rhythm of your day, find moments to pause and reconnect with Him. Whisper a simple prayer while you work. Jesus, this is for you. That small act of awareness transforms the mundane into holy ground. You need not leave your task to find God. He meets you right where you are. The sun may be rising higher now, the day moving faster. But let your soul move at the pace of peace. You are not chasing time. You are walking with eternity. The hands of your clock move forward, but the hands of God hold your life in place. So take this moment to breathe and remember, what you do today, if done in love, will outlast time itself. It will echo in the heart of God, joining the prayers of all who seek Him in quiet devotion. Be faithful in your work. Be gentle in your words. Be steadfast in your hope. You are not merely living another day. You are participating in God's ongoing creation, one act of faith at a time. The day advances, sunlight now pouring through open windows, drawing golden lines across walls and faces. The air hums with the steady rhythm of life beginning everywhere at once. Yet inside the heart, a deeper rhythm continues. The prayer that began before dawn now ripens into quiet trust. What began as a whisper of devotion has become the melody of the soul, carrying gratitude and peace into the waking world. It is here, in the balance between stillness and movement, that faith finds its truest expression. To live in God's presence is not to withdraw from life, but to carry heaven into every moment of it. The sacred and the ordinary are not separate worlds. They meet in the choices you make today. When you treat your work as prayer, your speech as blessing, and your presence as gift, holiness takes on the face of daily life. God does not wait for you in grand events. He walks with you in the quiet repetition of duty. Every time you offer patience when impatience would be easier. Every time you choose kindness over complaint. Every time you resist the pull of self-interest for the sake of love, you build a cathedral within your heart. No architect could design something more beautiful than the soul shaped by obedience. If you pause now and look back upon this morning, you will see it, the slow unfolding of grace. It began with the stillness of prayer, grew through reflection, and now breathes through purpose. You have prayed with the saints, learned from the martyrs, and found holiness in ordinary labor. And in doing so, you have become what God always intended, His image shining quietly through your humanity. Sometimes it's easy to think holiness belongs to others, to saints in stained glass or voices in history. But holiness is always personal. It begins with your yes, the same yes Mary gave when she accepted her call, the same surrender Christ gave in Gethsemane. When you choose to live for God today, even in small ways, you join that same eternal story. Heaven doesn't need perfection from you, just participation. When temptation comes, when distraction pulls, remember the words you prayed. Lord, let my thoughts honor you, my actions reflect you, my heart remain faithful to you in all things. Say it again if you must. Let it guide you like a compass through the noise. The more you return to it, the more your soul will learn to rest in the rhythm of divine peace. Faith is not proven in the absence of hardship, but in how you walk through it. You will meet frustrations today, misunderstandings, small disappointments. Let them become your offering. When you respond with grace, you become a living testimony that light can dwell in darkness. And when you fail, as every heart sometimes does, remember mercy is not delayed. God's forgiveness is as near as your next breath. Simply whisper, Lord, have mercy, and begin again. The saints whose names we honor did not wake every morning feeling strong. They faced doubt, fear, and fatigue, but they kept returning to love, to faith, to obedience. Their victories were often unseen, yet heaven saw. That same unseen strength is offered to you. It meets you in the noise of the market, in the stillness of prayer, in the hidden corners where faithfulness is tested. Let your eyes lift now to the sky outside your window. The same sun that warms you warms the poor, the weary, the sick, the forgotten. Its light falls without distinction, like God's mercy. So too, let your love shine without measure. Be generous with your time, your words, your compassion. Someone's heart today may find hope simply because you carried peace into their presence. The 4 crowned martyrs offered their lives in defiance of false gods. You too face false idols, comfort, success, fear of opinion. Refuse to bow to them. Your quiet loyalty to truth honors their sacrifice. When you stand for integrity, you carry their courage forward through time. When you choose humility, you mirror the strength of Christ Himself. And when you offer love to those who least deserve it, you reveal the face of heaven on earth. As the morning nears its fullness, feel how the light changes everything it touches. That is what grace does to a soul. It illuminates, it softens, it renews. You are being remade even now, drawn into deeper harmony with the will of God. And this harmony is what peace truly means. Not the absence of struggle, but the quiet confidence that God is in control. Let this truth settle over you like the warmth of the sun. You do not walk alone. The angels who guarded your rest walk beside you now. The prayers of the church, ancient and eternal, rise with yours this morning. The saints who once struggled as you do now intercede for you. And the Spirit who breathed life into creation breathes peace into your soul at this very moment. If your mind begins to race ahead, worrying about what lies beyond this day, pause and listen. The voice of God does not speak from anxiety. It speaks from stillness. He does not ask you to solve everything. He asks you to trust Him with everything. The road before you will have bends you cannot see, but faith allows you to walk with confidence, one step at a time. So as this reflection draws to its close, take a breath and lift your heart in gratitude. Thank God for the grace of this morning, for the renewal of strength, for the quiet conviction to live in truth, for the peace that now rests upon you. Let your final prayer rise softly. Lord, make me faithful in what is small, steadfast in what is right, and joyful in all that I do. Let my life, in its simplicity, become a hymn of love. The hours ahead will pass swiftly, but their purpose remains the same: to love God through every act, every word, every thought. If you can carry this awareness with you, then this morning prayer will never truly end. It will become the song of your day, echoing in each heartbeat in every moment of grace. Now go gently into the world. Let others see not your strength, but the peace of the one who sustains you. Let them feel in your presence a glimpse of heaven's calm. And when the day is done and the sun fades again, you will know you have lived not just another day, but another chapter of faith written with divine purpose. If this reflection has blessed your morning, take a moment to share that blessing. Like this video so that more hearts may be reached, share it with someone who needs peace today, and subscribe so we can walk this journey of prayer together. Leave your prayer in the comments below, and let our faith become a chorus of light rising toward heaven. May the Sacred Heart of Jesus bless you, may Mary keep you under her mantle, and may your day unfold in the warmth of divine love.